You talk about how it took you a few beats to get the craft down, but I don't know, man. The way you acted being lifted by two angels into the outfield to catch that ball was pretty stellar, dude.
See that, man? Ben Williams. Ben Williams. He's in right field. How's he going to get it? Oh! And the wires, the harness is on me, man, and through the wall. He caught it. He's out.
Dude, I've been trying to forever pitch Tony Danza and Angela's in the outfield. So if you know anybody... yeah, dude, but even a movie like that, like, I'm sure your approach was like, okay, cool, man. Like, I'm in a film. I got a role. This is my job. This is who I am to this film. Taking it with the same seriousness that you did. I
took that. I remember there's a scene that I had worked on. I had one kind of real scene. I think it was with Danny Glover, where it was like I tell him where I'm from and why I love baseball and everything. I rewrote that whole scene. I made it about 8 times longer than it was.
Of course.
And I was like, even at that age, I was like, I'm not going to tell the director. I've added and rewritten this thing. I'm just going to do it.
Ballsy.
And I did it, and he come back and he's like, okay, that's all great. But the scene's now about 8 minutes long, and we need the scene if it seems really half a page. Can you get back to about 30 seconds? I was like, nope. Go again. And I did it again my way. And I remember Danny Glover, after about take 9, and the director's William Deere going, Matthew, this is great stuff, but the movie's not about your character where it's from. I go, for me, it is right now. And I remember looking over after take 15, Danny Glover was sitting over on his chair, his head back. So I'm like, and it was late at night, and here's this young new guy in here going down and stick to his guns, and the director's going, I appreciate what you're doing, and it's good. And I go, well, you do you that's what I can give you. You do what you did. And so they just cut it way down and made the scene work. But I was trying to do that from the beginning, and always taking it. Even with the romantic comedies, I would work just as hard as I do on damn Dallas Buyers Club to try and make them work for me. But yeah.
Do you think there's DVD extras of that monologue anywhere on the cutting room floor?
He's got them. I guarantee you. Man, there's a bunch of unseen extras of me going with long extra riffs and scenes. Every time I approach a scene, I'm like, well, what would you say if this conversation went on for an hour? What would my character do and say if there wasn't an end to the scene? Just as an exercise to know where I'm going, and just so in the same way I go, what would I say if the scene was on? What was I doing before I came to the scene? What would I say for an hour? What would be the dialogue that I would have leading up to this scene? Just to give a heads and a tails, an entrance and an exit.
Yeah, I didn't realize you like to improvise and play as much as you're telling us. Like, in stand-up for a comic, I write a lot on stage. I take nuggets of ideas. I like to play with it. That's and even in acting jobs, it's like, especially if it's comedy driven, that helps me find and flesh out the character more if there's always options to play. Is that something that you have to really get on the same page with the director about, or do you go in full McConaughey, Angels in the Outfield, like, I'm doing it because I need to do it?
Well, I've learned to go, it has to be within the context of the scene in the movie. And I think I've kind of honed a bit of an art to go, okay, here's riffs and improvisations and things I've written that are true to the scene. And it may be too much. A lot of times I do it and we throw it all away. It's not like it has to be in the movie. Cut it all. I just need to do that to get caught up. Like you're saying, Chuck, it's hard to read off a page. But if you're sitting there talking and you and I are jiving, and then you get to that line, and now we've talked for 10 minutes, and now it's time for that line, you're going to be much more comfortable if we're in the midst of going back and forth in a conversation of hitting that line. It's hard to do it from a fresh start, fresh stop. It's like one of the hardest lines in the world for an actor to do is just you cut to the actor and they go, yes. One word's tough. It's a lot easier to go, well, I mean, you sure you don't want to do the... Yeah. Sure? No? Okay. All right. Yes. Especially it's a lot easier to get warm up, but that becomes a lot of lanyap too. Right. You can have a lot of extra fat on that meat, stuff you don't need, but you need to get you up in a pace and get you a rhythm to get in so you can be present in the scene that you're in. I'll write stuff and I'll run stuff by directors.
Cool.
Or a lot of times I'll just do it. The thing on Wolf of Wall Street, I'd written that up. That scene was a lot shorter than it ended up being. I just showed up and just did it. And Martin Scorsese just laughed his ass off, and I said, "Is all that cool?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Oh man, double thumbs up from Scorsese.
You know, and so
That's awesome.
his ear, he wasn't listening. Like, wait a minute, why is he saying this stuff that's not in the script? He was just listening, going, "This is that character."
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
the difference
yeah.
of you doing it, because when I do that, like if I start just throwing words in, they're like, can you just read the script?
Yeah, just stick to the script, tough guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still laughing at how fun that was. Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you enjoyed that little ALN highlight, that little freebie tidbit. If you want to see more highlights, clips, animations, and episodes, click right there. Click right there and get all the free ALN goodies your heart can muster. And of course, subscribe to the show by clicking the ALN logo right there. Do that. It's easy. See you next time. Peace.